2013년 12월 중순 일리노이 주 청사 재정전문가 육원자씨가 일리노이 연금개혁법과 위안부 결의안 등 2013년 이슈에 대해 일레인 네크리츠 주하원의원과 대담을 가진다. 친분이 가까운 두 사람, 환한 웃음으로 서로를 반긴다.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Wanya. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing well.
That's
Doing well.
good.
Thank you.
It's really good to see you again.
It's nice to be with you.
So, what's going on with the holiday?
Well, I'm actually, since the pension issue got resolved in the General Assembly a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago now, I've been actually trying to take a little downtime and going away on a family vacation. So, looking forward to that. Yes.
Tell us about the prospect of Illinois pension reform.
일리노이주 재정의 발목을 잡아온 1,000억 달러 규모의 연금 적자 해결을 위해 주 상하 양원이 어제 연금개혁법안을 통과시켰습니다. 이번 연금개혁법안의 핵심은 은퇴 공무원의 생계비 지원 인상폭을 제한하며 연금에 대한 개인 분담금을 낮추고 주정부 분담금을 보장하는 것입니다. 또한 자발적인 401k 퇴직연금제를 도입하고 현 공무원의 은퇴 연령을 늦추는 것이 포함됐습니다. 이번 합의는 일리노이가 직면한 1,000억 달러 규모의 연금 적자를 해결하고 2044년까지 연금을 보장하며 향후 1,600억 달러의 손실을 막을 수 있는 것으로 알려졌습니다.
So we have a $100 billion debt to the state pension systems that has been built up over many, many decades, in some cases 4, 5, 6 decades. And that debt and the interest on that is really crushing us in a very significant way and having a very big impact on the amount of money that the state has available to spend for current services like education, higher education, health care, senior services. A lot of the things that people really care about we're not able to devote the resources to that because of the payment on that pension debt. So the General Assembly spent a few years trying to come up with a solution to that not only it does impact benefits for those that are already retired and those who work for the state and teachers, but it also commits more resources to making that payment. So I think it's a pretty fair bill that we passed a couple of weeks ago.
Good. I applaud and then congratulate that job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. So in the long run, what this will do is in the long run, it saves the state taxpayers about $160 billion over 30 years out of a $380 billion total that we owe. So that's a pretty significant savings. And in the short run, it should reduce our pension payment by over $1 billion, which will, again, free up those resources to be utilized for other services. And we have been making cuts to education and cuts to higher education. We've been doing things that and those institutions are really feeling that pinch. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy that we can provide some relief and help them going forward.
Earlier this year, you helped the passage of a resolution of the Comfort Woman. Tell us about the purpose of this resolution.
지난 5월 17일 일레인 네크리츠 일리노이주 하원의원에 의해 주 하원에 상정됐고
rather unfortunate history related to some of the resolution speaks to comfort women, but that's one aspect of the human trafficking history that we have in this world.
어제인 23일 만장일치로 채택됐습니다. 결의안의 주요 내용은 일본군 위안부 강제 동원의 사실을 인정하며 역사 교육에 포함시키는 것, 그리고 여성 폭력과 인신매매의 근절 의지입니다.
Well, I was very honored to work on the resolution recognizing and remembering the comfort women from World War II. And the purpose of it was really to provide education for that history. That's rather, it's really a tragic chapter in our history, and especially in the history of Korea. And frankly, it was not something I knew anything about when the several members of the Korean community approached me to sponsor this. But upon finding out about it, I was really very excited to do that, so that there was an opportunity for people to learn a little bit more about it. And I do think it has created some discussion, and certainly, and some, and I think that there will be some next steps to follow up on that as well.
Follow-ups?
Well, the resolution itself was really, again, about education and recognizing that history and learning from that history. It's my understanding that there's also an effort to try to raise some funds to put together a monument to the Comfort Women. And I don't know that a location has been identified yet, or that there's been any work into actually developing what that monument will look like. But that work is in process, and I think that will be the next chapter in this.
Good. Tell us about your key agendas for this and the next year.
So the General Assembly starts our work again basically the first week of February in 2014, and we will meet all through the spring, through the end of May. A couple of things on my agenda. One is more pensions. The City of Chicago has a very pressing need to do some changes to their pension system, because both their teachers' pension funds and their police and fire pension funds and some of the other ones are even in some ways more severely at risk than the state pension funds, and the increases in their payments are even more dramatic than the state. So that's something that we're going to have to address in order to help them get through their budget. So that's one, more pensions. The second is we have some very significant infrastructure challenges in this state. Our roads and bridges are not up to standards. Our water and sewer lines, I think you see a lot of water and sewer line breaks wherever you are in the city and the suburbs. So we need some capital money in order to be able to do some of that work and help put people back to work. So that's going to be one of the things I'm going to be working on next spring.
I see. So tell us about your personal resolution for the new year.
Oh, my personal resolution for the new year. Wow, I hadn't thought about that. Well, I'd like to try to just continue to be a legislator that solves problems and doesn't point the finger of blame, but actually just tries to get some things done on behalf of the people of the state of Illinois. And if I can continue to do that, I'll feel like I've accomplished my goals.
That's good. And lastly, would you like to say something to the Korean community?
I always so appreciate the relationship that I have, and the give and take, and the ability to expand my cultural understanding, and the Korean community has been so warm and welcoming and allowing me to do that, and I'm very grateful for that, and want to wish everyone happy, healthy holidays and a good new year.
Thank you for spending time for our interviews, and happy holidays.